All right, we are live waiting on Danny. He said he was on his way home, usually the case on Monday nights here. So I'm in here on time as usual. So much to chat through. What a Monday. Yeah, there is a lot to go over. I talked about a lot of it earlier today, but yeah, a lot to go over today. Oh, there's Danny. He is in the thing. Okay, I will wait 1 second. He's telling me to wait a second. Let me just put this shit on the screen right now. Okay. What's up, Brock? Tough loss for your Colts. Big yikes. Will Tony save my season now that I lost Henry? No, not to. He's not going to replace Derrick Henry if that's what you're asking. I'd say, I mean, again, Tony's going to probably have a good game this week, and he's going to absolutely be a sell high candidate if he does.
Yeah. Side note, some pretty garbage circumstances I face against the second highest scoring team in the league, and I'm probably going to end up being the third highest. I need Daniel Jones to score 24 points, and if he does, I win.
Well, what if I told you, Danny, that your circumstances aren't jack shit compared to what I dealt with this week? Because this is what happened to me. So I played D-Bell. D-Bell has McCaffrey. He has Kareem Hunt. He has all these guys that are injured, right? So I'm like, okay. You know, he's Darren Waller on bye. I'm like, this is a pretty easy win. He has Kyler Murray on Thursday night and Christian Kirk. They do nothing, right? 16 points combined between those two guys. I'm 99% chance to win. I have DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, Antonio Gibson, Marvin Jones, Kyle Pitts, David Johnson combined for 25 points. And I lost. I literally lost because Traquan Smith catches a touchdown. Robert Woods, Keenan Allen, who've done nothing all season, they do the Lord's work. So, yeah, I lost. And not only that, I could have won. I was losing by 1.8 points on the final drive, and Tom Brady threw an interception instead of getting into field goal range, which would have won the game for me.
Actually, I may have an even bigger kicker that isn't like just fantasy related. So if you guys were watching the Sunday live stream, you heard me constructing my lineup, and I thought, you know what? Let me get the Bengals with the cross game.
Yeah, and I told you to not run it back with Michael Carter, and you ran it back with Jamison Crowder instead.
But listen to this. So instead of going with Michael Carter and AJ Brown, I went with James Robinson and Jamison Crowder.
Oh,
I could have won. I want to do the math right now, but I had 140, and if you add my score, I think the two guys I would have went with put up 38 or so more points. So I was scored 178. So if I actually check the leaderboards, I probably would have won a couple $1,000.
Not a couple thousand.
I gotta see.
Yeah, you would have definitely been in the you would have at least tripled quad your money at least for sure.
Yeah, I think my lineup would have put up about 180 points.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Let me just actually
it was on DraftKings though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 180. The winner of the Millie Maker put up 220 something. So you would have been, somewhere in the top 1,000, I would say.
How do I see the leaderboard from the week?
Yeah, you have to go through results DB and shit. You can't actually see it unless you were you're watching it right now. Anyway, so so Kadarius Toney definitely probably gonna have a good game this week. I have a showdown lineup with Tyreek in the captain slot, but I didn't play Mahomes or Kelsey because I didn't have the budget for it. So it's gonna be interesting. I have Darrell Williams and Tyreek. I figure, if Mahomes doesn't get there, how does he? It's because Darrell Williams rushes the ball in the end zone, most likely. And then I got Tony, Shepard, Daniel Jones, and I also played Demarcus Robinson, I think, because I needed to save money. But AJ comes in pretty hot with a super chat. You love to see it.
Appreciate that.
Let's get to it. Dynasty, I'm a contender. 23 first. Stafford, J-Rob for Dalvin Madison. I have Allen, so I don't need Stafford. Also, that's too much to give up for me for Dalvin Cook. A first rounder in 2023, Stafford and James Robinson. If that was just a first and Stafford, I'd be okay making that trade, or just even just a first and J-Rob, I might be okay making that trade. It's just
I would do that trade.
Yeah, I think
what I'm gathering from it, he says I have Allen, so I don't need Stafford. Is this a one quarterback league?
Oh, that could be also the case. Yeah, if it's a one quarterback league, that definitely makes it closer. I still probably wouldn't do that though, even in a one quarterback league.
I would.
You would do that in a one quarterback league?
as a contender, you expect Dalvin Cook to give you fringe top 5 type production the rest of the year?
I don't
Next
know, dude.
3 years?
I'm not willing to do that. Dalvin Cook, sure, he gives you fringe top 5 production the rest of the year, but by the time that 23 first is usable, Dalvin Cook might be Melvin Gordon. Like
Maybe,
he's
but
had a big workload over his career. I don't know. I don't really trust that move. I think I would need to if it was just the first and Stafford or just the first and J-Rob, I might do that, but I think that's a little too much personally. And said, what is Hopkins' dynasty value and do you move? I'm guessing is what you're asking.
Probably, honestly, like if you
you
call
get a
this
1
crazy,
for him, I'd probably be okay with it, to be honest.
I was just about to say he's probably worth like a mid to late 1 at this point.
Yeah, if you can get a 1 and maybe a small piece, then that's a pretty solid deal, I would say.
Yeah. All right, let's.
Brock says, if I'm contending in Dynasty, what should I be willing to give up for CMC? The deal right now is Judy plus either Gibson or ETN.
I'd do Judy and ETN in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I would too. Like, I literally got, before the season started, obviously we're into the season. We know CMC is injured right now, but I got Judy, AJ Brown, and 2 1s for Christian McCaffrey. So, yeah, give me, and even now knowing that Christian McCaffrey's coming back, like, give me Judy and ETN. Or like I would do Judy and ETN. I would do Judy and Gibson too for Christian McCaffrey. I think that both of those deals are good, but Judy and ETN easily. I'm way higher on Tony than y'all are, but I see where you're coming from. I wasn't high on him coming out of the draft either. He's a monster out there though, and very tough to cover. Yeah, it's really all about the role that he plays and the offense that he plays in. I absolutely think he can be good in his role. I have hesitation about trusting Daniel Jones-led offenses, and Tony wasn't on the field until all these guys started getting injured. So what happens when Golladay comes back? What happens with Shepard on the field? What happens with Barkley on the field? It's all kind of just muddies up the whole situation. I tend to believe that the rising tide raises all ships. So if Barkley, Golladay, Tony, Shepard are out there, then maybe the Giants will have a good offense.
Yeah, and honestly, like I actually like Tony. I think like he could end up being, like, if not the number 1, at least the number 2 in that offense. Obviously, like if Sterling Shepard's on the field, I'd probably still give him the edge because what he's shown from a consistency standpoint. But long term, I'm in on Tony. I think like right now, you saw the dynasty community a little hesitant on him because he didn't have a great profile, because he didn't produce in college. But I've seen what I have needed to see. I mean, he's been good at separating the NFL level. He's been producing when he's on the field.
I believe, real quick before you go into that, Matt Harmon is also going to do a mid-season rookies thing, apparently, too. I want to see that. I would like to see what Tony's has been, and I'm sure it's pretty good, but I'd like to see certain guys. I'd like to see like Elijah Moore, Terrace Marshall, guys that aren't really producing right now. I'd like to see how they're separating in the NFL.
Like, I think like from a skill set standpoint, after the catch, yak type of ability, like I think he's call me crazy, but you remember rookie Deebo Samuel? I think he's a more refined version of that. That's
exactly who comes to my mind too, is Deebo, because Deebo didn't have a good profile either, and he was an older prospect coming out, and he also dealt with some injuries and stuff. The one thing I would say, but from a dynasty perspective, Tony kind of seems like a knucklehead, which is kind of like an underrated part of dynasty. He's like Tony. He seems like he's going to do something stupid at some point.
He could.
I don't know why.
He could, but anyways, AJ actually had a follow-up. I just noticed it now. So sorry if you're waiting. He said 1 quarterback in Hopkins or MT. I'm assuming which one you would prefer to give up between Hopkins and MT.
I would much rather have Michael Thomas long-term than DeAndre Hopkins.
Really,
I know that might be a crazy take, but like we haven't seen Michael Thomas on the field in a while. Like I think we're kind of forgetting how good Michael Thomas is.
They're close for me. Again, the reason I would slightly prefer Hopkins is because you're getting what, a one year age discrepancy between MT and Hopkins, I believe. I believe MT is 27, Hopkins 28. Hopkins 28, I know that. Let me just check.
I'll check. I got it right here. I believe Thomas is 26, if I'm not mistaken.
No, there's no chance, man. He was like 23 coming out. He's 28. So he's
28, eh?
He's a year younger than DeAndre Hopkins. And at least with DeAndre Hopkins long term, you can say he's attached to Kyler Murray. I have no fucking clue who's going to be starting at quarterback for the Saints next year, the year after, the year after.
I forgot Thomas was such an old prospect coming out. Yeah, maybe. Like I was kind of operating under the assumption that he was like 26 years old. So
that's fair.
Definitely closer. I would probably give the lenience to Hopkins then, but Michael Thomas and him they're both kind of in that contending receiver win now type of range where it's kind of all going to depend on how you rank them. It's going to depend on what you're valuing.
I had a pretty interesting argument on Twitter today. Again, nothing like neck and neck, but more so like, you know what? When you're talking about the elites of the receivers in Dynasty, I never realized how subjective it actually is, because we were debating like Lamb versus DK Metcalf, and it's crazy when you think about it, like how many different arguments you can make for any real player long term.
I think somebody put out a set of rankings for Dynasty, and it was like tiered. It was like tiered rankings, but different like buckets. Basically, they put the rebuilders and the contender, or the rebuilding and the contending receivers in one bucket. So like, here's the top 5 Dynasty wide receivers of each kind. So here's like Chase, Lamb, those guys all at the one side. Then they had Adams, Hill, Hopkins, like all those guys on the other side. I was like, that's actually like a much better way of doing Dynasty wide receiver rankings.
It makes a ton of sense, because like if you're talking about, I have a startup today and I'm trying to accumulate value, like the top 5 receivers that are going to be off the board in my drafts, in my opinion, as much as I like Tyreek, as much as I like Devontae Adams, as much as I like more win now pieces, if I'm going from a straight value accumulation standpoint, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, DK Metcalf are probably going to end up being the top 4. Pick your poison for me. But again, if you're going into it saying, okay, you know what, maybe I want to gear my team towards win now, then you lean a Tyreek over a DK Metcalf, then you lean like a Devontae Adams. So it's so subjective, because
it totally depends on what your draft is doing. Because if let's say you're picking 12 and your whole league is taking Dalvin Cook and Derrick Henry like ahead of you, then you go with the young guys, right? But if your whole league is taking, you're picking 12, and especially if it's like a 1 quarterback, when you're going to see all the position players go off the board, and you see, if you see Chase and Lamb and Jefferson all going off the board, and you go 112 and you're picking, Barkley or something, like somebody that's more of like a win now asset, you're just like, okay, like give me the win now guy. And then on the third round, you pick Adams or something. Like, I got Adams in the 4th round of our startup for our listener league.
God, I'm so freaking excited about that team in our listener league.
I'm not, because I needed to win this week, and Adams being out with COVID was not what I wanted. Anyway,
did you lose?
AJ super chat.
I just noticed that. Appreciate another $4.99 from AJ. You're helping fund the stream today. But he says, I'm so impatient, it's ridiculous. But hey, y'all will make money off me. LOL. Can I send y'all my team on Twitter for more advice in Dynasty? Thanks, dude. Any freaking time you need advice in Dynasty, redraft, keeper, whatever.
We will be doing this Friday. We will be doing Dynasty decisions too. Yeah. So if you want to, since you're the one super chatting, you can get first dibs. So send us your team, and we'll put you on next week's or on Friday's Dynasty decisions.
Side note, for the 38 of you that are currently watching the stream right now, I've had 2 total submissions into Dynasty decisions. So if you want to get on, feel free, reach out. We'll
probably stick to like so we can get as many possible ones as we can on. Like, try and limit yourself to like 1 question or something. Don't give us the team and be like, what move should I make? Because then we can't do as many as we want to. So if you have like a trade question or something specific, that would be ideal, so that we can get to as many as possible.
Yeah, and then, of course, the one thing I'll mention, too, is if you guys don't already know, if you actually sign up on our Patreon at the Fantasy Stock Exchange, link should be in the description of the stream. That's how you get first dibs on Dynasty decisions. That's how you get first dibs on access to us. So if we have videos like this during the season, if you have videos like this during the off season, and you don't want to wait a couple weeks, you want to make sure you're the first one on, that's the way to do it. So make sure you go check that out.
And I've already kind of touched on it too, is that we're going to pretty much move all of our like draft guide content to our Patreon this offseason, because it's a much easier way for us to do that than run a website when we're Danny's in school, and I'm not a web designer, I'm a freaking accounting major, so it's a lot easier. Anyway, Brock says, if I'm a contender we already went
one more. Another $1.99 from AJ. Dynasty decisions, let's fucking go. 7 questions I walk. Hey, I appreciate you donating another $1.99, because Dynasty decisions, the midseason Dynasty decisions, better fire up all the boys in the world. So let's freaking go. But again, appreciate that.
Okay, so he says he wants those 2 pieces. So like ETN and Judy plus someone else. I'm thinking, if you can add LaVisca in that and get it done, I'd be willing to add LaVisca and the second to get that done for Christian McCaffrey. I think it's worth it. Anyway, let's speed through some questions here, because AJ took up a lot of our time there. But we appreciate the super chats. Devontae and Claypool are killing me at my wide receiver and flex respectively. I'm assuming you're talking about redraft again. Claypool is going to be a buy low candidate for me tomorrow. I already know what's going to happen. The guy ran more routes than Deontay this week, and that has not happened in his career ever. Like, he's never even come close. The fact that since Juju's injury, he's been on the field all the time is very good news for Chase Claypool.
Yep, absolutely.
Rip the King. Yeah, Rip King Henry. What up, Bush? What up, Kilgi? I think he got in here when I was solo. My chances at the listener dyno, that without Derrick Henry, it's gonna be tough.
It's pain.
The
Ooh.
Saints still own the Bucks, huh? Yeah, they do, unfortunately.
At least you guys won the one that matters.
The one thing I would say is we won the one that mattered, which was the playoffs. We retired their quarterback. And I mean, they're going to have Taysom Hill starting now from here on out, and we're going to play them again on our home field, which is fine. Like you guys and the Cowboys, or you and the Eagles hate each other, but you usually split your season series. It's not like what? Yeah, it's not like they're just gonna win the division now because they beat us on. We were on the road in the Superdome in a pretty hostile atmosphere. So again, we're gonna be just fine. And the Saints might win another 4 games the rest of the year.
I don't have the record exactly off my head, but I think Dak right now is 18-3 in the division, or 18-4 or something in the division in his career.
Yeah. Should I drop David Johnson for AP?
I would.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'll talk about it. I
want to say though, one thing I will say on David Johnson that I'm personally willing to wait a week on David Johnson because they just got wiped so bad that like maybe they just didn't use. They used Rex Burkhead and the other guy. I don't even remember his name. The other guy that they had, Scotty Phillips or whatever.
Scotty Phillips, oldest guy.
Maybe it was just because they were getting lambasted so hard, and they're the Texans, so that's probably going to happen a lot. But once Tyrod comes back, I have a feeling David Johnson, if he doesn't get traded, they're going to start using him a little bit more because we did hear reports coming up before this game that they were going to give David Johnson a feature workload, and they just didn't use him the whole game, which is weird.
And again, don't get me wrong, I'm a little more cautiously optimistic about it, but I actually am a decent bit bullish on what AP's role could be. The only reason I'm saying this is, why are you hyping up a 37-year-old washed up running back? Because we've kind of talked about it in the past, but coaches don't think like that. Coaches think, this is a grizzled veteran, will bring leadership to the locker room. And let's be honest here. Do we think Jeremy McNichols is going to spot into a 3-down role?
No, dude. Jeremy McNichols got cut in training camp his rookie season by the Bucs.
What I'm thinking is going to happen here, again, this is all speculation, but in fantasy, sometimes you have to speculate because not all the information is available to you. I think you bring an AP in. He's going to be activated on the active roster. Obviously, Darrington Evans and Derrick Henry are expected out for a while. Evans for the season. I think AP is going to occupy that first and second down, maybe 15 to 18 touch per game role. And then you're going to have McNichols on third down. That's how I think they're going to operate it. Now, how valuable is that role going to be? Because I think
less valuable than people are thinking, because my hunch is that AJ Brown and Julio Jones are the big beneficiaries of this. Like the passing game is going to need to carry the load now, which is that a good thing for Ryan Tannehill? Maybe we don't want him in that kind of role. Maybe he's not going to be as efficient, but I mean, he hasn't been the greatest all season anyway. So So Robert says, keep up the good work, y'all. Appreciate the super chat, Robert. If you have a question, go ahead and fire it away.
Feel free to ask it. Yeah, again, appreciate that, Don. $9.99 super chat, and feel free to ask another question. But we can get into a few more comments. But you guys will see the waiver show tomorrow. But I'll kind of touch upon my thoughts on the Tennessee backfield. But for those of you in the stream, you kind of got the gist of it. I do think that the rushing volume is probably going to see a decent downtick. We should see, let's say Tannehill's, I don't know the exact number right now. He's probably averaging between 30 and 35 passing attempts. Maybe that number spikes up to 37, 38.
I doubt it's even 30 to 35 right now. It's probably like 25 to 30.
Yeah, so like
it's pretty low passing volume offense right now. So the fact that Henry's going to be out, their neutral pass rate was like legit dead last in the league. They're running the ball on neutral situations like 44% of the time, or passing the ball like 44% of the time. It was like really bad.
But the thing is, even if they do see that downtick, I mean, we're not expecting AP to get Derrick Henry's 25.
No. I think there's still going to be a run heavy offense, but it does help. To me, clear primary beneficiaries are Julio and AJ Brown.
For sure. Again, I still think like talking about AP could probably be a decent like top 30-ish running back. He's going
to be like in the like
Davis,
better than Alex Collins range kind of running back type. We'll be like a fringe top 30 guy probably. Week in and week out. Anyway, so Julian says trade Damian Harris and Higbee for TJ Hawkinson and Mark Ingram. I personally
Harris and Higbee. I would do that.
It's kind of tough. It really all depends what you need. If I would rather, like, if you're in need of running back help, then I would rather have the Damian Harris side. If you're good at running back and you're just looking to upgrade at tight end, then I don't mind the trade.
If this was like Waller, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, or even Pitts or something.
Oh, like easily, yeah.
Pitts or even I wouldn't say even Kittle, but like.
Side note, like if anybody's panicking about Pitts, go buy him.
Yeah, go buy him. People are gonna be a little concerned about him. Like the guy legit had Stephon Gilmore on him every single play that I watched.
fucking jokes.
Yeah, which is the downside of him playing basically wide receiver.
Side note, appreciate the $1 super chat from D-Bell.
Yeah,
out
of
here.
course. He probably heard my rant on the fact that he beat me this week.
Which one do we leave? Oh,
Right here.
Julian. Have Cousins and Wentz would like to upgrade. The Henry owners is desperate for running backs. Which of these two should I package with Zach Moss to try and get Rodgers? I would prefer having Cousins rest of the season.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Wentz is going to be the starter by like week 9.
I mean, Wentz has been actually a little better than Cousins, to be honest.
He has, but to be fair, if you're the Colts and you're 3-5 right now, like you're not going to play Carson Wentz for 70% of snaps because then you'd have to give up.
That is true. Yeah. By the time the season gets to like a point, if they're going to miss the playoffs or whatever, then they are going to pull Carson Wentz because they don't want to have to give up a first round pick.
Yep. Who do you think I can trade Corey Davis and James Conner for? Judging from,
Corey Davis probably not worth anything, but James Conner, I mean, you might, if you could package both those guys, you might be able to upgrade to
wide receiver 3-ish.
Yeah. Like if you can go and get Chase
Marvin
Claypool,
Jones.
Claypool, maybe.
If you could do
I think
that,
that'd be a great move if you could pull off something like that. If you're looking for another running back, James Conner and Corey Davis, you might be able to get Antonio Gibson for that. Legitimately.
Maybe, yeah. Really unfortunate for Henry. Absolutely. Should I pick up Brandon Ayuk?
Yeah, yes. I think you should. Brandon Ayuk, he went up back, and I'm sure you're going to talk about this tomorrow, but he was running, 96% of the routes?
96% of the routes, had a 25% target share, and if you guys haven't been on Twitter today, apparently Deebo Samuel is dealing with a calf injury as well.
Yeah, so. Just in time for me to trade him away from Marvin Jones that I did a couple weeks ago, but whatever.
Devontae is absolute pain. Yeah, he's been a little disappointing, but the Eagles' whole offense has been.
Yeah,
I'm exactly 0 shares of Henry, so I'm in the same boat. I'm
in the same position, and not only that, but my best ball teams just took a huge W.
Yeah, no,
right, because we didn't take a lot of Henry in best ball, so that definitely helps us out. And same with like when the Metcalf or when the Russell Wilson injury happened, I was like, yo, my best ball teams just got a lot better because I didn't have any of the like Seahawks stacks. But
who's RB1 right now? Like who? Like
Kamara.
Like again, like if McCaffrey's back next week or the week after, maybe. But like, yeah, like it's
rest of season RB1 to me is Alvin Kamara.
There's like no true like guy above the rest that we've seen in recent years, though. Right now,
yeah, I would say so. That's probably a fair assessment.
It's crazy, yeah. I have a 9% chance of winning. Let's get this. Hey,
I had a 1% chance of losing and I lost. So
I'm ready for the Kadarius show. Absolutely. Hopefully, Danny Dimes can put on a show. I need.
Yeah, he will be the biggest sell high in fantasy if Kadarius has a big, huge blow up performance. I'm just gonna be like, you're gonna be able to get like way better options in my opinion. So hopefully Kadarius Toney has a big week because I do have him in my DFS lineup.
JPV, if that offer is available to you, you do that right now.
Yeah, that is an instant smash. That's an instant smash. Adams and Kamara, like I just said, Kamara's RB1 rest of the season, and Adams is wide receiver one. Yeah. So it's a pretty easy trade.
Prayers for King Henry. He won my league last year. Yeah, thoughts and prayers for King Henry, man. That's so unfortunate. There's nothing like when your own team loses and the performances make you lose in fantasy. It's double pain. Hey.
Oh, dude, I feel that, dude. I feel that Tom Brady could have won me my matchup if he just got his team into field goal range. I just needed, 1.8 points on that final drive. Just gets 40 yards or whatever passing, I would have won. And he threw a pick 6 and I lost. And my own team lost because of it too.
Side note, like Chauncey laid in the chat, I think Bush was referring to Marvin Jones for Brandon Ayuk, not Debo.
Oh, no. I traded away Brandon Ayuk for Marvin Jones when Brandon Ayuk's value was nothing.
Yeah.
Like when Brandon Ayuk was nothing, I traded him for Marvin Jones at that point. So at the time, it was a good trade. But right now, I mean, again, I'm not going to get too excited about Brandon Ayuk. It was 1 week where he's finally on the field, but he's definitely worth a waiver wire ad. That's for sure.
Michael Carter rest of the season. Listen, the opportunity he's been getting, 29 opportunities.
I have him RB22. I moved him ahead of Javonte Williams rest of the season.
Yeah, he might be honestly close to my top 20, man. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's a legitimate conversation like David Montgomery or Michael. Like, not really, because when David Montgomery comes back, he's going to be better than Michael Carter. But as it stands right now, rest of the season, who would you rather have, Carter or Montgomery? Like, it's a legitimate conversation.
Can we guarantee that? Can we guarantee that he's going to be better when he's on the field, though?
No, not necessarily. But yeah, again, Michael Carter, to me, he's definitely a top 24 running back. Definitely an RB2.
Easily, yeah. So if you can get him for less than that, go do it.
Yeah.
But he looked good.
Their offense, by the way, I watched the condensed game, like a bit of it back, and Mike LaFleur apparently was in the booth calling plays for this game, and it looked a lot more like a San Fran offense when he was doing that. Yeah. So hopefully when Zach Wilson comes back, we see what I've talked about kind of already. When Josh Allen came back from his injury in his rookie season, we saw a completely different quarterback. He looked a lot more comfortable, had a chance to, and I'm sure Zach Wilson's doing this right now while he's injured, reviewing the games that he's played, kind of seeing what he's done wrong, and hopefully watching Mike White, what he's doing right. So I think Zach
Former
Wilson
Cowboy.
be like, you got to go buy Zach Wilson in Dynasty right now. Like it is the biggest buy low in Dynasty I've ever seen.
Former Cowboy.
Yeah, Mike White. Cowboy, great.
Side note, speaking of backup Cowboy quarterbacks, man, that dime from Cooper Rush to Amari Cooper to win the game had me fired up, and then I ended up going to a party later night just to kind of get the steam rolled off. But man, like winning that game is so crucial for the rest of the season because in the NFC, you do not want to be the 4 seed. You don't.
No.
Like so.
No.
Yeah, although Tampa is currently in that spot.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Jay Hill says DeMarcus Robinson 14. I'd take the under there. He doesn't get very involved in the receiving game. I actually I am playing him in my DFS lineup on DraftKings, but I mean, history suggests he's probably going to hit the under on that.
Yeah, probably.
My game is tied 102, and I have Kadarius Toney. He has Tyreek.
Sorry, brother, you're packing your bags.
I think you're taking the L there. Tyreek has a monstrous matchup incoming. This could be a huge game for him.
Although I did lose in week 2 or week 3 in one of my leagues because Marquise Brown outscored Tyreek Hill by fucking 20 points. I have 87 points and I have left Tyreek. He has good note. Yeah, you should be able to win there, JPD.
Yeah, that should be easy.
I got some Thielen and Evans for D-Hop and DK. I have Thielen. Should I do it? Oh, D-Hop and DK side easily. I'm close.
Yeah, give me D-Hop and DK there.
8-man PPR. Someone wants Henry from me. What should I get? I'm 6-2, maybe in first after tonight.
Someone wants Henry from you.
I don't know if you could do a Henry package for CMC if somebody's like worried about him. I don't know.
You're not gonna get Henry you're not gonna get CMC.
No, in like a package. If somebody doesn't know, I don't fucking know.
It's PPR. It's redraft that he's talking about. It's Henry's not gonna play the rest of the year. Yeah, someone wants Henry. Whatever you can get. Like he ain't playing the rest of the year.
Yeah,
it says the minimum he could be out for is 6 games, which would put him
takes you to the playoffs.
Yeah, which takes you to not really. It takes you to like the fantasy playoffs.
That's what I mean.
If somebody's willing to buy into Derrick Henry being back for the fantasy playoffs, do it. Like he's not going to be back for the fantasy playoffs.
Yep. No, I agree. I completely had a brain fart that freaking Henry's out that long. That's why, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, he's a freak of nature, so maybe he can do it. But I personally would rather sell on that shred of hope if you can than actually. If you can get anything of value for Derrick Henry right now, like somebody's willing to give you James Robinson for him or something, just fucking do it. Like get him off your team.
Yeah, good luck there, Emmanuel. Losing Henry and Ridley sucks, but I mean, like those running backs should still be decent. So hopefully, you still got a chance with an 8-0 record though, or 7-1.
What do you recommend to do with Ridley? I'm a contender. Like I don't know. You might be stuck with him, to be honest. Like a rebuilder maybe wants to buy into Calvin Ridley and they want to give you somebody in return. If you can get like any kind of exciting young receiver that'll help you win this year, like Chase Claypool or Jerry Jeudy, even I might even pull off a trade like that. We really don't know what Calvin Ridley's thinking right now, so I don't want to buy him right now. I definitely don't want to buy him if I'm a rebuilder.
If you're a rebuilder, oh yeah, I mean he's old too. To be fair,
yeah, if you're looking to buy into Calvin Ridley right now, maybe you're trying to like retool for 2022 or something like that. I probably wouldn't do it because we don't really know. This is a mental situation, right? Like we have no idea what Calvin Ridley's thinking. DJ Moore, no. Antonio Gibson, I'm a little bit worried. Yeah, I'm definitely worried about Antonio Gibson. It's a real thing. Like he's being limited completely, whether it's the injury, whether it's his play. I have no idea what the hell's happening, but DJ Moore, I'm not overly concerned with the targets and the usage is still there. It's just Sam Darnold's is going to make this offense more inconsistent for DJ Moore than we wish. Someone really dropped Barkley and Hilaire on my fan. Jesus okay, Christ. Yeah, you better win that league. Do I spend all my fab on Peterson? No, not all your fab, but like $15 maybe. If you I wouldn't. Like if you got $60 left or something like that, don't drop it all on Adrian Peterson. He's gonna be good or solid. I would say he'll probably be like a back end RB2, high end RB3 at best though. Like I don't think he's gonna be anything better than that. I picked him up for free because he's technically an NFL free agent. Like. Yeah. Before. So when I heard the news he was trying out, I just picked him up in our league too. I was going to get him in like 5 minutes before he got him before me. If I'm not going to play Kenneth Gainwell next week, should I drop him for Trey Lance? My starting quarterback is Ryan Tannehill. I don't think Trey Lance is going to start anytime soon. Yeah, agreed. I mean, we did hear a report. I think there was a Rappaport came out and said like Jimmy Garoppolo might be on thin ice here, but Jimmy Garoppolo just had a big game. So I don't think they're going to turn to Trey Lance quickly, at least.
Wyatt, I talked about in the Dynasty show, and I think you messaged me this exact question, but Gallup should be worth way more than that.
He should be. And anytime that's like a good example too. Like 2022 thirds or 2023 thirds, third round picks are always such an underrated asset to me, like to acquire, because people just don't value them at all. Right. They'll send a third round pick for like Amari Rogers or somebody that they just like believe in that isn't actually good. The people send third round picks for literally anything. So if you can package 2/3 to get anything of value, it's always a win, because usually people undervalue them. And I usually am somebody that likes to collect third round picks because of that.
Yeah. However, in that deal, like, give me Gallup. No,
Yeah, Gallup's a real asset. So
Yeah.
you make that move.
We already answered that.
We already answered that.
Jets O-line decides to hold up and the play call is actually good. Yeah, no.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything for Zach Wilson.
I'm up 11 with Kelsey left to play, and my opponent has Hill. Hope I'm good. Yeah, you should be fine there, Aggie.
That's close.
Which player on the Chiefs offense is going to go off?
I think it's gonna be Hill. I think it's gonna be Tyreek.
Could definitely be. All right, you don't need to spam the same comment there, Brady.
Yeah.
Start Hardman or Slayton with Tony tonight. I'll go Hardman.
I don't really want to start either of them, but I'll go with Hardman, I guess.
Just trade away Carson late 2 and mid to late first for Chenault, and Chenault for Gibson and Pollard. Thoughts? Rebuilder. It's
a decent amount to give up, but I mean, getting rid of Carson definitely helps.
It's just,
if you didn't give Chenault in that deal too, I would say that's a great move. But I think that's a fair trade overall. What I think Gibson can become, I think he can definitely, overcome that deal. But a mid to late 2022 first, again, you're probably looking at a receiver with that type of pick. So, but again, this is a good receiver class, right? So you could be giving up a good receiver for sure.
Yeah, like Garrett Wilson or someone like that.
Yeah,
Tony or Shepard.
I'd go with Tony.
Yeah, and tonight's game, I'll go Tony. Start Tony and Slayton. I would go Tony and who was it? Hardman.
Yeah.
T. Higgins' brother.
Yeah, Bob Higgins.
We already answered that. Jay Lane. If the Saints need a quarterback, my Colts will trade them Wentz. He drives me. Hey, he's a little bit of knucklehead, eh?
I think they're just gonna roll with Taysom Hill. I've seen a lot of people like on freaking think piece talk shows being like, should they call Phillip Rivers? I'm like, what? They're gonna play Taysom Hill. Like everybody knows they're gonna play Taysom Hill. Like assuming he's been out with a concussion for like 2 weeks, but he doesn't have like a serious injury right now. So
yeah. No, I agree there. Sorry, Danny, aka the bandana guy, push a solo. Yeah, no worries, man. I figured. Adrian Beatty.
Jesus.
You think Tyreek can give me 32? I mean, he could give you 32.
The face is killing me.
He knows what he did.
Yeah.
But yeah, he definitely can give you 32. It could happen. I'm assuming there's somebody in your league.
Yeah, no, he's not in my league, but I know him personally. Mikey. Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle.
I'll go Waddle at this point.
Like rest of season, if you're asking, like I don't know, I would probably take Waddle rest of season, but Devontae Smith, I still believe in. I'm not willing to give up on him yet.
Yep. Is Taysom a good ad because of his rushing upside?
Yes. Danny will talk about that tomorrow for sure.
Yeah. No, don't drop Kenneth for Lance, and I'm a Niners fan. Yeah, I agree there.
Again, like Kenneth Gainwell was very disappointing though. That was really not what I was expecting to see.
Hey Brady, I'm gonna need you to settle down here. We already answered it once, okay?
Yeah.
Since you put it in a nice fashion, I'll keep the blue wrench from hitting you with spicy hot, but take it easy, okay?
Big facts.
Relax. I feel like now that Darnold is playing like absolute crack.
He is crack.
I made a mistake trading Cup and Pittman for Chase and DJ because Pittman is getting tons of volume in air yards and he looks efficient. Is that DJ Moore?
I'd still take Jamar Chase and DJ Moore there.
Yeah, same. I'm a Henry owner. Najee will be my number 1. Carter got to be my number 2. Yeah, I think you should be able to.
Hopefully, Carter just slots right in there.
What NFL player is most likely to get traded at the NFL trade deadline? I mean, we already saw Von Miller get traded today. I think like veterans like that
are going to get traded.
Cooks, like again, veterans that are on like expiring contracts are going to be.
I hope to God Melvin Gordon gets traded. Jesus, get that guy off the freaking Broncos. I need Javonte to be a monster for me.
Ryan's going to disappoint. Is that Matt Ryan or Ryan Tannehill?
Maybe. Ryan Tannehill definitely could disappoint with no Derrick Henry. I wouldn't be shocked by that.
Melvin to the Titans would be decent.
I wouldn't say he'd be top 15, but he would definitely be
top 20.
Top 20, top 22 or so, I would say. He'd be like similar to what we think of like Darrell Williams right now, I would say.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I'm the only one. I'm the only like on the stream. Show the boys some love. Come on, they're out there. Drop. Hey, my bad. I didn't even notice the likes on the stream. There are currently 48 concurrent viewers in this stream. Now there's 19 likes. Less than half. Come on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you guys 10 seconds right now. After this 10 seconds, I want to see that at 30. Let's go.
Yeah.
A little ambitious, but we'll
Sanders was dropped in my league. Yes.
Pick him up. Yes.
Wait. Okay. So
Emmanuel
Sanders or Emmanuel Sanders?
Either
one is worth stashing, and Emmanuel Sanders worth starting. So, yeah, I'm not worried about Emmanuel Sanders. He just had an unfortunate game.
Thoughts on Judy and Devonta Smith? Not too worried personally. Judy, I think he'll pick it up. The only thing that concerns me about Devonta is I don't think this offense is very good.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like they're. I mean, he is still the number one receiver there, but it doesn't look like they're like going out of their way to like get him the ball, if that makes any sense. And he's also not consistently, getting separation and stuff like that. So I think he's just kind of going through rookie woes. But the one thing I will say about Devonta Smith is he is a rookie. So usually we expect rookies to get better as the season goes along. So if it's simply him not playing as well as he possibly could be playing right now, then I'm not really that concerned. But I have the same concern as Danny, is that this offense isn't very good.
Yeah, so where do we leave off here? At Mono, right after Mono. Let me just take a look at Chauncey. So appreciate that $1.99 from Jeremy. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them. We're probably going to be keeping the stream up for another 9 minutes or so, 8:20.
Yeah, I haven't even made dinner yet, so I'm fucking starving.
I have 2 wraps beside me that I've been kind of slowly like half munching during the stream.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've noticed.
I have noticed, yeah. Go ahead and ask a question if you got one, Jeremy. Chauncey says, I'm up by 8.9 and have Tony. My opponent has Devontae Booker, I'm assuming. Does anyone think I win? Keep in mind, this man has had a Monday night comeback in 3 weeks now. Hoping Devontae isn't the guy tonight. Well, Devontae Booker does have a good matchup this week, but I think you should be okay up by 9 points and still having Kadarius Toney. I think you should be all right. Don't mention the Colts missing the playoffs. Yeah, sorry about that. I made a trade last week. I traded Damian Harris and Pittman for Antonio Brown and Higgins. Thought I won that trade, but now with Brown hurt and Pittman going off, looks like an L. I would say like rest of season, Higgins and Pittman's relatively close still. But with the Antonio Brown injury, I'd say you probably lost that trade, yeah. If Antonio Brown had stayed healthy, I would have liked your side for sure. Jeremy McNichols worth an ad, sure, but nothing crazy.
I prefer AP if you had to like make choose between one of them, because
I lucked out and traded Gibson for Ridley last week and flipped Ridley and Marvin Jones for Darrell Henderson the same day. Good move on you. I think that's a phenomenal deal right there.
Yeah,
I'm still like hesitant on Darrell Henderson. I can't fully buy in yet. Are you like that too with him? I just can't do it yet.
I mean, I like him. I still think he's probably a locked and loaded fringe RB1.
I'd be looking to sell him right now if I had him.
I actually just traded for him in one of my leagues before the week. Keep that in mind. Listen, I knew some stuff about Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley was inactive this week, so I'm like, fuck, like I need help here. And I had some bye weeks, so I ended up dealing with Marco. Actually, I gave him Tyreek Hill, which sucked. But I got CD, Darrell Henderson, and I forget what the third piece is, but I'll find out. But either way, I needed some depth pieces because I wasn't sure if Eckler was going to play. Calvin Ridley's inactive, and then he ended up confirming he's probably going to be out for a while. So, yeah, I'm just glad I got some depth for it.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. No, not Debo, not Debo.
I mean, you could make the case. I would probably put him closer to 5 or 6, but like Austin Eckler's been phenomenal.
I mean, with Henry out, with Barkley and
that
McCaffrey still being out for a couple of weeks still too, I would say he's probably in the top 3.
Yeah, like him, Kamara, and
I think him. I would probably rank the rest of the season running backs: Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, and Austin Eckler is probably the way I would rank the top 3.
I'd probably put Zeke somewhere in there.
And then like McCaffrey would be right behind those guys, along with Zeke and Barkley and stuff. So like that's kind of where I would see those guys going. I think we already answered.
We read that. Right? Yep. RB1 is either JT or Henderson right now. Consistency is key. RB1 overall? No,
there's no way I would take either of those guys over Kamara, Cook, or Eckler. I suppose you could make the argument that JT belongs in that conversation. Maybe we're overlooking him a little bit, and Henderson maybe too. But
I don't trust
you said consistency is key. Henderson had a bad game last week against the Lions defense.
Yeah. Yep. Wentz and Reich just keep passing and only give Taylor when I have JT agony. Yeah, that's pain, especially when JT's ripping off like 6 per carry right now. I almost cried. I was like, yeah. Should I drop Bateman for Ayuk? I would not drop Bateman. don't
No,
do
I
that.
wouldn't. If I would rather have Bateman rest of the season than Ayuk still.
Yeah.
I think if you can drop somebody else, if you have like Kenneth Gainwell or something like that, I'd rather drop him than Ayuk
Yep.
or than Bateman.
Absolutely.
Yeah, don't drop Bateman. Where y'all rank Debo healthy? Probably top. He's got to be in the top 10, probably top 12 at wide receiver. He's playing too well.
Yep, I agree. And we just left off at Ron the Go. We actually got another $1.99 from Robert. He says Jonathan Taylor gang.
Yeah, it's almost as
guy's
if
a
I wrote
stud.
him up as a potential league winner in our draft guide. He'd love to see it.
Yeah, dude's an absolute stud. Unfortunately, the guy I wrote up has been dealing with some shin shit.
Yeah, the first guy that I wrote up tore his Achilles. So I'm so mad that we were robbed of the Cam Akers breakout season. I'm so convinced that this guy'd be like a top 3 running back in fantasy right now if he was on the field.
Yeah, no,
I'm convinced this guy might be like 20 points per game.
Yeah, he probably would be close for sure.
Yeah. Ron said, where do we view CEH rest of season? Like where top CEH 25? Always is, like top 25 running back. Like again, he's never going to be a guy that is a RB1. Like I know a lot of people want him to be because of the team he plays for. He's just not that guy.
He's not that guy, pal. Trust me.
No, Michael Carter. I compared Michael Carter to CEH coming out of school. I think what you're getting with CEH is Michael Carter, but in a better offense, but with less pass catching work.
Nursky says Debo is easy top 5 rest of the season. I wouldn't go that far simply because
I think you can absolutely make the argument for it.
Though. I think you could. The reason why I wouldn't have him there is because the guys that I think are objectively like the guys I would for sure take over him: Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Devontae Adams for sure. Those are the 4. And then I think
still take Stephon Diggs over him, even though he's been a little bit.
Jamar Chase,
I would take over him too. Did you say Jefferson too, or no?
I said Jefferson, and CeeDee Lamb versus him is close too. Like
I think Hawkins even versus him too is close.
Like I think like with what we're seeing CeeDee Lamb, like I think Amari Cooper probably has like the more boom bust type of profile in that offense, but CeeDee Lamb legitimately every single game. Like we're talking about the sophomore breakout we were expecting. This guy's averaging 90 yards per game, is on pace for a 89 reception, 1,400 yard and 9 touchdown year, and nobody's talking about it right now.
I mean, I bet Debo's on pace for more than that.
Oh, for sure. But I'm saying like we're seeing the trajectory of Lamb that we expected. Now,
yeah. The one thing I will say with Debo too is that if Ayuk is going to be on the field more and Kittle's coming back soon, it's going to hurt him a little bit.
That's
but again, maybe it's a rising tide raises all ships, and the offense is just a lot better because the offense for the Niners hasn't been very good this season.
Yeah, for sure. Again, like me citing Lamb, by the way, wasn't meant to be any disrespect to what Debo's been doing. It's just
I personally would take Debo over Lamb rest of the season personally.
Yeah, and that's fair. Like those are both top 10-ish type options in my opinion.
Yep. Debo injured every week. Hate that. Yep. I have Henderson and JT.
He's been playing past it.
Definitely.
We already read that, brother.
No, we didn't. This one's for Ayuk. He said or Ayuk.
Oh.
I would drop Ayuk for Ayuk over Lance for sure.
I just saw the Lance part. That's my bad.
Okay, so what if Mike White wins 4 weeks that Zach Wilson's out and goes hard? What do the Jets do? I know it's not likely, but if he does go beast, do they start him? Like what the hell? I would say probably if Zach Wilson's healthy, I don't think they're going to start Mike White over him. And like Mike White would have to be absolutely phenomenal for that to happen. Like he'd have to do what he did yesterday for 3 weeks in a row.
Yep, absolutely. Henderson is fragile. I
don't want to say he's fragile, but he has been a guy that's dealt with soft tissue stuff, and I just simply don't think he's that great of a running back. That's really all it comes down to. I think he's an average running back in an excellent situation. As long as he keeps making it to the end zone, LMAO. Yeah, Sony Michel seems to vulture Hendo a bit too. I'm not concerned with Sony Michel. I have nothing. My concerns strictly lie with Henderson as a player. It has nothing to do with his workload or his role or his offense. Everything about his situation is awesome.
Yeah. Sarah says down by 61 with Kelsey Gano and either Darrell Williams or Tony. Which one PPR?
You need a ceiling. Give me Tony.
Yeah, I agree there. McVay likes Sony for some reason. Go with Tony for ups. Yeah, Garrett. Great answer.
Yep.
We already read that. PPR Dynasty Ridley for 2024 first is too much for DJ Moore, right? But how about an early 2022 instead of the first? Sorry, I'm trying to.
I'm guessing he means Ridley an early 2022 second is what he's trying to say. But Ridley plus a 2024 first for DJ Moore.
Too much. If it's Ridley in a 2022 second, though, I would be willing to do that.
Yeah, I think I'd be willing to do Ridley in a 2022 second for DJ Moore for sure.
Yeah, Sony's not that bad. He's not that good either.
Yeah, he's not the greatest.
He do still pulling up. Yeah, no, amen. Oh, okay, yeah, he fixed it. Yeah, try to do the second there, Moon. Trade Hendo for McLaurin, Montgomery, and Devonta. Yeah, I like that move, honestly. Once Montgomery comes back, slight upgrade from Montgomery to Hendo, and then you get McLaurin there. So, hey, yeah, you click the like button. Yeah, listen to that. We currently have 39 likes on the stream, 51 viewers in here. Let's see if you guys can even raise the bar on what's already expected. So, I get Tony getting a 110 and a touchdown. Let's go. We'll see. I'm scared for the tutty. Yeah, he could definitely do that. He's got the upside. Don't blame you. Call my friend trying to pay my brother to trade him Danny. Whoa.
That's some collusion right there.
That is collusion at its finest. That would make me sick.
Yeah.
Just don't get hurt, Tony. Yeah, facts. What's the status of Montgomery? I think he should be back by week 9 or 10.
Yeah, it sounds like he's going to be back pretty soon.
Kojo says week 11, so maybe week 11. Dropping Gainwell for Carter. Thoughts? Yeah, I would absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Much prefer Carter. What's good value for AJ Brown? That is volume will go way up. I think
if you have AJ Brown, I want to keep him. I don't want to trade.
I was about to say, if you're trying to trade for him, though, I think he's locked and loaded as a top 5-ish receiver rest of the year.
Really, top 5, you'd say? I'd say probably top 12, top 10 for sure. But
easily top 12, top 10. But I think maybe if not top 5, he's not that far off.
Would you rather have Stephon Diggs or AJ Brown rest of the season?
Probably Brown.
That's pretty wild.
I know.
Would Javonte be top 12 if Gordon leaves?
Yeah, I fully agree.
Yeah.
Sending you from my squad for Dynasty decision tonight. You guys did a great job preseason on my squad. Curious to see opinions. Yeah, absolutely. Send that to either of us on Discord or on Twitter, and we'll get you on the list. So we got we got AJ, we got Mike, and now we got Jeremy. So if you guys want submissions, just feel free to message us. ABR Emmanuel Sanders. This is close. I'd probably still slightly prefer Sanders, but
I'd rather take Sanders. AB sounds like he's going to be out for at least a couple weeks still.
I might 7-0 might win tonight, so I don't need Brown, but for the playoffs, it's still an L. I don't remember what the original question was.
I'm scrolling up.
Yeah, get to that. What's my 10 win shows?
Do I drop Bateman for Ayuk was one of his questions.
Yeah, go for it. I don't mind stashing Logan Thomas there because Logan Thomas has shown when he's on the field, he's a top 8 to 9 tight end.
Yeah,
so, I don't mind doing that. Trade Ridley for Akers and Dino.
That's a tough question.
I would rather have Ridley right now if I had to choose.
I would too, but with the way Akers is looking, so in his rehab and stuff like that, it's enticing. I would say.
Yep, absolutely. Kickoff. How is AJ Brown affected from the Henry news?
Efficiency down, volume up. That's how he's affected.
What's up, Notorious?
What's up, brother?
3 quick short passes to start game all completions.
I don't even have the game on. I'm trolling.
Yeah, same. Let's read through these last couple, then I'm gonna get my mucks in, and then we can close.
All right. So Nate says non-PPR Dynasty. This is the lineup whence. Yeah, that's
DM us one of these questions. Sorry.
Yeah, a little long.
Yeah, we just don't have a lot of time right now. Nick, what's up, man? What's up? Hope you're doing well. This happens with backup quarterbacks all the time. Everyone freaks out. Backups can go off.
Yeah, this is like Nick Mullins all over again. To me, I have a feeling that this is going to end. This Mike White thing is going to end on Thursday night against the Colts. His second career start. I don't think he's going to have another good game.
But Mike White, thanks for the validation, guys. When I went Tony over Darrell, hopefully it works out for you. Though the Chiefs are currently second in goal, so hopefully they don't give it to Darrell because
hopefully they do give it to Darrell because I did fade Patrick Mahomes this week in my DFS lineup.
Agree spicy. What trade would you do? Trade would be Javonte and Woods for Diggs. The other trade would be Javonte
Travis Kelce is taking the snap.
What? Oh, to Mahomes. Okay. What the fuck? I wouldn't. Would you do? I think Gordon's probably gone, man.
You think he's gonna get traded?
At this point, why would you?
I don't know, dude. I don't think he's going to.
What are the incentives?
I would love if Gordon got traded, but I don't think he's going to.
Listen to this. You just traded probably your face of the franchise with Von Miller for a second and third round pick. That's a good point, actually. What is the incentive? What's the incentive of keeping Melvin Gordon for the rest of the year when he's on a 1-year contract?
I fucking hope this happens, man. I really hope this happens. I don't know, dude. He's playing well. I just don't know if they're just gonna be like, oh, we got to get rid of this guy because he's playing well. If they can get if somebody offers him a 4th round pick for him, they're gonna trade him. But it's really all gonna depend what people are offering. Because if I'm Tennessee, I would send a 4th round pick for Melvin Gordon instantly.
Trade deadline, is it not next Monday or am I tripping? Or is it next Tuesday?
It's
next
this
week.
Tuesday, isn't it?
Is it this week?
I think it's this
Oh,
week.
okay. Well,
Let
my
me
mistake
check.
then.
Is the NFL? I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow, dude.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's tomorrow.
Steven.
It's
Rip
tomorrow.
Steven.
Tuesday, November 2nd at 4 p.m.
If you had to make a play to trade Antonio Gibson, who would you target at running back? Honestly,
Honestly, you're not
getting
going to get
enough.
anything for Antonio Gibson at this point. You're probably better just holding because, like, I'm not going to trade Antonio Gibson for like.
Yeah. Would you trade
Nothing.
Henderson, Marvin Jones, Hollywood, and Waller for Cook, Gronk, Woods, and McLaurin? I'm confused
Give
here.
me the Cook side.
Yeah. How far is Jasicki from Waller rest of the season? I'd much rather Waller personally, and the Giants just got a goal line pick.
The Chiefs
Classic.
are broken.
Chubb and Lockett for Swift. I'd rather Swift.
I would rather have Swift easily.
Chubb, Lockett, Waller, Michael Carter, Judy for Saquon and Swift. Yeah, it's like if you can put a bunch of fodder there and
if you
it's this Waller.
I mean,
Waller, Carter,
that's
Judy.
a lot. It's all going to depend how
who's
big
your depth
league is and what your depth is. If you're in an 8-man league or a 6-man league or something like that, give me the Saquon Swift side.
AJ Brown and Noah Fant for Pittman, Claypool, Woods, and Waller. If you need depth, I think that's a pretty fair deal.
Yeah.
It's tomorrow. Marlon Mack. Yeah, he could get dealt. Could be a case, but either way, we're going to sign off here. I am absolutely starving. This is the first thing I've eaten all day. Keep that in mind. I had no eggs left in my fridge. Have not eaten. The only thing I've consumed is 2 protein shakes. So I have 2 wraps just waiting, chilling here. Nice chicken breast wrap.
Yeah, I got to go barbecue some sausage.
Hey, fucking men. So take it easy, boys. And I'm going to have to record this waiver video right after this game. So
yeah, no worries.